Okay, in this lesson what we're going to do is look at our cause, effect, detect, correct system about homeostasis, because remembering that homeostasis is trying to maintain a stable environment or to really keep things balanced in our body. So we've got cause, effect, correct, nope, it's okay, we all make mistakes, detect and correct, so hopefully you shouldn't make that mistake again. And we have to think about ways specifically that we can see an effect in our body. So there might be a lot of different causes, and we'll look at that at another time, but lots of ways our body can get out of balance. Okay, so the way the body can get out of balance. And if you kind of Google homeostasis, a lot of the things that you will see are pictures of scales and things like that, because that's what it's always about, out of balance. So you might get dehydrated. And as I'm saying these and writing these down, you might consider thinking about what the cause might be, okay? And there are many different causes of things that might get you to be dehydrated, okay? It's not just one only. Okay, you may get dehydrated, you may have low oxygen in your blood or high CO2 in the blood. You may get low or high glucose in your blood. You start to see a little bit of a pattern here with the blood, and we will look at some blood and how it has a massive impact on homeostasis. Alright, it may, here we go again, low or high blood pressure. We had a look at that at the end of year 11, but you know, quite a lot of intricacies in blood pressure actually. Okay, you might have a high or a low body temperature, and we know that it should be around 37, okay, give or take a few tiny little degrees Celsius, but really it should be staying around the same. You might change the pH of the blood, right? So it might get more acidic, it might get more alkaline, depends on what's going on. On top of that, it might not just be the blood, it might also be the stomach, all right? And you might think of some times where you yourself can feel that happening. And so, as I said, as we go, you've really got to be thinking about different causes of these. So lots of different things here, but you might be able to add a few of these. These are some real basics that we think about all the time, that are really obvious ones, but there's tons of them out there, okay? And I want you to have a think as I go as well, is that some of these are internal and some of these may be external. How would you consider detecting changes in these ones? And they're the kinds of things we need to think about. Now, ways of detecting change here. Somehow your body has to detect that all of these things have happened. Now, your body has obviously very different ways. Obviously, it's going to be able to tell that it's hot outside because you've got a nervous system, all right? And your nervous system is doing the heavy lifting here, right? Lots and lots of work done by the nervous system. You might have receptors on your skin to tell that it's hot. You might have light receptors, not on your skin, but in your eyes. You might have smell or chemical sense here. So obviously your sense of smell has evolved for certain reasons, and one of them being, you know, hopefully it can pick up things that are dangerous to you and therefore look out for you. All right, you've got pain receptors in your skin. They're pretty important as well. You've got pressure sensors. Spelling. And we can also detect vibration, all right, and along with that comes sound. So we're talking about our senses here, and that's what we usually associate with our nervous system. The difference is, however, it's not just the nervous system doing this, because the nervous system is really, really good for external stimuli here, because most, if not all of these, are external stimuli, but we need to think about other ways that we can detect internal, because if we look up here, dehydrated, low O2 in blood, in blood, again, this is a blood one. Body temperature is internal. These are all internal types of things that your body needs to think about, and that's where the endocrine system comes into play. All right, and it generally does the internal work. Okay, so if we have to detect change, and these are some of the types of changes that we can detect, then there are different ways that we can do that.